Right, it's a situation of hoping for the best and expecting the worst. South Africans will know this evening if we have managed to avert a downgrade from S&P Global ratings. Economists say it's a close call, but are hoping for at least a reprieve for South Africa to prove that its finances are heading in the right direction.
Slowing economic growth and structural constraints on the economy may just see South Africa downgraded to junk status. Economists are divided on which way S&P Global will go. Some believe South Africa's investment grade rating will be left unchanged and that rating agencies are likely to move in December. By then, they will have seen for sure in which direction government finances are moving and how the economy is performing.
I think most likely that there will be a downgrade. You know, if you look at the comments at the last ratings exercise that they did here, and then say, what has changed since then? All the comments that they said needed to be attended to, all the factors which needed to be backed up and improved a bit, have in fact worsened. Just look at the state of the overall economy. Last year we had 1.3% growth in GDP. This year, the Reserve Bank is forecasting 0.6%, with the risk that it could be less.
I expect S&P to affirm its BBB- rating, but the outlook will be maintained at negative, and this will mean that we are still in investment grade category. That is, we're not getting that downgrade into non-investment grade or junk status. A couple of reasons. I believe that, although things over the past 2 years or so have really deteriorated in South Africa, but I believe that Minister Pravin Gordhan really has steadied the ship. He is making the right noises, he's saying the right things, and he is really sort of demonstrating government's commitment to really stabilizing the economy, to stabilizing government finances.
Even if South Africa averts a downgrade this time, it will have to work very hard to avoid a downgrade in December. There are still risks that things may deteriorate further.
The biggest worry for me is the wage negotiations in the mining sector and some of the manufacturing sectors. If, for instance, we experience disruptions to production activity as a result of work stoppages, there could be a very high risk of a recession in South Africa during this year, because already the numbers that we've seen, coming out, for instance, the March numbers indicated that there was some sharp contractions in those sectors. So that says to me that those sectors are already weak, and if there is further disruptions, particularly to production activity, we could see this economy easily contracting.
If South Africa is downgraded, the effects on the economy will be far-reaching. With South Africa having a budget deficit, borrowing to fund projects will be more costly. This could result in more contraction of the economy and even less jobs created.
The total cost of funding goes up, the cost of servicing the debt goes up by 25 or 30%. That is the problem. And then if government has to pay more to service their debt, then companies will. Eskom, private companies, whoever they are, and that then just makes the whole cost of business, of starting a business, of running a business, really much more expensive, and then makes us globally less price competitive when we get to our export markets.
Cruikshanks says the last time South Africa was at junk status was in 1985, when the country was cut off from international banking and money markets. It could not service or attract new debt. Returning to investment grade took another 10 years. Gloria Sefako Mosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.